we want to find the derivative of this function here and then evaluate it at 2. Now when I look at this function globally, I'm seeing a product. Is that what you're seeing? I've got one term, this one here, one factor, being multiplied by this other factor. So all in all, it's a product. When I look more locally, I see powers. But all in all, it's a product. So I'm going to use the product rule. Now, the product rule goes like this. F prime of x is going to be the derivative of the first times the second, plus the first times the derivative of the second. So let's do this here. F prime of x will be, now the derivative of the first, now I'm thinking of this as the first factor. This one over here is the second factor. So using now the power rule, the general power rule, the derivative of the outside times the derivative of the inside, we're going to get 3 times x squared minus 1 squared, there's the derivative of the outside, times the derivative of the inside, which is 2x, yeah? 2x, the derivative of the inside here. So here's the derivative of the first. I've got the derivative of the first, now times the second. So times the second, and the second is this factor right here. So that's the 2x minus 5 to the fourth. Let's just see what we have here. So that's the derivative of the first times the second. Let's keep going. Plus the first. So the first factor is that x squared minus 1 cubed times the derivative of the second. Now the second, again, is a power. So I'm going to use the general power rule. The derivative of the outside, bring the 4 down and decrease it, times the derivative of the inside. So the derivative of the outside, bring that 4 down, and we'll get that inside part. Now decrease that power by 1. Now times the derivative of the inside. Now the derivative of the inside just a linear function, so that's just going to be a 2. So what we've got now is over here is the first times the derivative of the second. Let's see if we can clean this up a bit. So f prime of x is going to be, now in this one I'll get 3 times 2x, so I'm going to write that as 6x, and then I've got the x squared minus 1 squared, and the 2x minus 5 to the fourth, plus, now over here I've got a 2 times a 4, I'm going to bring that 8 out in front, plus 8 times the x squared minus 1 cubed, and then the 2x minus 5 cubed. All right, so far so good. Now we can factor a little bit more. F prime of x is going to be, what's common here? I've got this whole term here, and this whole term here. This one is 6, that's an 8. There's at least a 2 in each one, so I'm going to take the 2 out. And then what else? Well, that x, this x is not common. I got an x here, but not over here. But what about these 2-term expressions here? I got x squared minus 1 and an x squared minus 1 is to the second over here, to the third over here. So I always use the one with a smaller exponent, right? Because there's 2 of them here, 3 of them here. There's at least 2 in each term. So we're going to take out x squared minus 1 squared. And then I've got that 2x minus 5. Now there's 4 of them here, only 3 of them over here. So there's at least 3 in common. So we'll take those out. 2x minus 5 cubed. And I've got that, I already wrote that. So that's going to be cubed. And now that we've factored that out, what's left here? Well, there was a 6x. I took out a 2, so there's a 3x left. Let's see, what did we have? Here's what we had. We took out both of the x squared minus 1s, but only one of these. We had 4, we took out 3, so there's 1 left. There's a 2x minus 5 left. So 2x minus 5 is left. And plus, now what did we do here? There was an 8. We took out a 2, so there's a 4 left. And then, what did we have? We had 3 of these, x squared minus 1s, and we took out 2. So there's 1 of those left. So there's an x squared minus 1 left. And we had 3 of these 2x minus 5s, and we took all 3 out. So let's see, that's what we have left. Let's see if we can fix this up. So this is going to give us f prime of x equals 2 times the quantity x squared minus 1 squared times the quantity 2x minus 5 cubed times, okay, I'm just going to do this all at once here. Well, maybe. What do we get here? Here's 6x squared, and then minus 15x, and then multiply in here, we'll get a 4x squared minus 4. So let's work up here at the top right. We'll get f prime of x is equal to, there's the 2, the x squared minus 1 squared, the 2x minus 5 cubed, and now what have we got here? Let's add it up. 6x squared and 4x squared is 10x squared. Then we've got, what else? A negative 15x and a minus 4. All right, so minus 15x minus 4. There is our derivative. I'll circle that so I don't lose it here. There's our derivative, and now I just have to evaluate it at 2. So I'm going to substitute 2 in for every one of those x's. See what that gives us. So f prime of 2. This will be 2 times, all right, 2 squared minus 1 squared, 2 times 2 minus 5 cubed, then 10 times 2 squared minus 15 times 2 minus 4. Let's see where that puts us. F prime of 2 is 2 times, now 2 squared is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Over here, 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 5 is negative 1. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. And what about inside here now? Let's see. We'll have 10 times 4, so 40, and then minus 15 times 2. 40 minus 30 is 10. 10 minus 4 is a 6. If I computed that right, I'm getting a 6. And if I compute all of that correctly, I'm getting f prime of 2 is equal to negative 108. So at x equals 2, the derivative is negative 108, which means that if we increase x from 2 to 3, f will go from what? Well, whatever it was at that value, but it will decrease by 108 values, so 108 points. So if we go from 2 to 3, we're going down 108.